thank you all, dear sisters, for coming today. Thank you for the ones who are always like showing up, and thank you for the new divine sisters who have come today. It's always a pleasure to um, be here with all of you. So, this 1 hour, we are going to nurture ourselves in all the layers. So, physically, emotionally, mentally, and then intellectually, we will learn every something, and it's all through joy. So that is our divine energy. It's joy. So yeah, this physical well-being is something. So I just went on a vacation, and I came back, and while going on a vacation it's so fun, but then once you come back and you have to put things in the right place, it can be very physically exhausting. And I was thinking, oh, because I'm physically exhausted, maybe that's why I'm not responding maybe better to my family members. But then today I was also mentally not strong. So it is important. All the layers are important, and we need to keep checking which layer are we not balanced in, and then to work on it. It is conscious effort. We don't need to be like 100 percentage every day, but at least we can try to be a little bit 1% better than yesterday. So, but all this effort that we put on ourselves, it is meaningful. So let us take it forward. Very interesting speaker. I will introduce her in just a few minutes. And we're going to learn about assertiveness. This is a very nice topic because I was always looking out for someone who can talk to us about communication, which is so important in our life. Every word we speak is so valuable. So I'm so glad the universe, it's very interesting how Bhakti, we came in touch together, but always the divine universe provides us with what we need in every circle. I don't plan anything, like I don't plan, oh, this speaker for this month, but I pray that I get someone who will really empower us. So I'm so grateful to have you, Bhakti, today. Every time
Yeah,
when you
sure.
join, everyone, when you join the circle, it's so meaningful. I really try my best to make use of your presence alongside with you learning a very valuable topic and implementing it. We will take action after we've had the session, but I tried to find a way based on the topic, where can we donate. So for April, I came across this organization, very interesting organization. It's called Smiles for Speech. um, it's an organization in Ghana, in Africa, where the founder is empowering children who have disabilities in the community through speech therapy. So they empower that family to help their child, nurture them through. They also do parenting along with that speech therapy. So I'm very grateful because today it's all about communication, the power of our words that we use. So um, yeah, thank you for coming. Your entry has been used in the right way. And thank you for all the beautiful pictures from Mother Nature. This is the pictures I received today. Um, a lot of sunset and sunrise and trees. And so every time we think, oh, what shall we do? Just go out, look at Mother Nature, and she will give you the answer that you need. So we've gone through so many topics. They're all available anytime. You can go and have a look at it on our YouTube. And now we'll move on to this session.
Everyone, I am Bhakti, as you all know, and I am a counselor. I'm counseling psychologist. I'm doing my master's in Montfort College in Bangalore, and yeah, it is great being here again. A great day to start with. So I always love to start off my sessions with a feeling check. That is, what are your feelings of the day or what you're feeling currently through colors. Now, colors are a very powerful way to show our emotions. It can be your own color explanation for the color. It's nothing standardized. It's important to know sometimes our emotions. We we might unintentionally or intentionally act out, but we don't know sometimes what we are doing or what we are feeling inside. So this is a great way to start to know how are we feeling. And most of you all said that excited, feeling color, blue, green, because it is the nature's color, which I'm assuming it's calm. And some of you all shared, okay, rainbow color with a mixed feeling. Thank you, everyone. We'll move on to the next part, and that is, can you all share a moment in the recent or in the past when you have find it difficult to express yourself or your thoughts, or how to keep up boundaries with people? We have heard most of the speakers sisters say their problems with two cultures and parenting styles and saying no to people, talking how to talk to elders and how to say no to some interference in the relationships and not necessary advices. Um, can we just think like, is it okay to be rude, or is it okay to just express our feelings? What is more important? So, assertiveness is a word where you express your feelings but not in a rude or forcing. There are four communication styles which we need to understand, which we go through in our daily communication, and we keep shifting in these. Which first one is passive, that is avoids expressing needs, puts others' need in front, and sometimes we fear of conflicts while being passive. Next is aggressive, that is fearful, forceful, dominating, disrespectful words. Passive aggressive is indirect, sarcastic, manipulative, or bringing in thoughts with others' mindset. Assertiveness is direct, respectful, and confident. These are four styles when we are communicating usually to our parents, to our children, to our daily whoever we meet in and around surroundings, we always shift into these styles. Either we be passive if our mood is not right, or we be aggressive. And if we are calm enough to listen to the other person, we can be a little assertive sometimes. But assertiveness is a good and the most efficient way you can communicate to people, and it is the most safest way to communicate with people, which we all need to learn in our lives. Now, swapping statements, transforming communication, like how do we identify which communication style we are using? So, first is identifying, recognizing passive aggressive statements, like are you being rude, aggressive, or are you being calm, assertive, or are you just manipulating the person, or not directly communicating, passive aggressive. So you all can just think your own situations which you have been into, and think, have you spoken in aggressive way or passive way, or passive aggressive way? And do you think, and there is always a guilt after we have spoken something rude or something passive, there is always this guilt. I shouldn't have spoken that. I could have taken it in a better way. Even while being assertive, like direct and confident to elders or others, we have that guilt. Like, okay, did they feel bad? Should I have said this so directly? Is it hurtful for them? Right? So being assertive is fine, but not having that guilt is also a skill. So after you identify these emotions, after you identify these styles, you can rewrite, you can think and rewrite the script in your mind. Like, okay, how do I change this? How can I say it in a better way? What is my point in this? What am I expressing here? Is it right? or is it wrong? And then share. You can share it, discuss the impact of the change with the group, or you can share it in your own self or to someone whom you feel comfortable with. Yeah. So, awareness and responsibility. These two are the most valuable things of assertiveness. Now, here, when we are speaking to someone or when we are communicating to someone, we need to have the awareness of what they are speaking and what we are taking it from them, positively, negatively, and how are we looking into that issue. Awareness is recognizing your feelings and your needs. How do you want to put up your words? Responsibility is taking ownership of your own behavior. Now, if you're speaking to someone, you are responsible for your words, right? Nobody else is going to put words in your mouth. You have to be responsible for your own words. And presence, being fully engaged in the moment. If you want to speak something right, if you want to be confident enough, first be aware. Okay, what I'm going to speak, what are others speaking? Sometimes we just be judgmental and just speak out words, like not knowing the full conversation. So we have to be aware of the conversation and take responsibility. Okay, this is what I'm going to speak, and these are my words. I'm expressing them. And then be present, fully present in the situation, and try to be calm and polite to others. These are the starting stages of where first you have to fully understand the situation and then take the responsibility of it. Most of the times, even though if we are right, we are just putting it in a wrong way. So, first we need to solve problems within ourselves so that we can solve the other issues, right? Identifying personal barriers and overcoming obstacles. Now, here, being assertive also brings in a lot of fear of judgment, and it can trigger your past experiences. And there is lot of stereotypes related to gender roles involved in this. Now, when you're being confident and when you're being so fully present in the situation, at the back of your mind, you might have this fear of judgment, like what will others be thinking? Did I say something wrong? Did I speak something wrong? This is always going to be there. So, how to overcome that? The baggage of past experiences, like now if you have done something, if you have been rude in your office, and then if you're not able to speak in your office, you're coming it and putting it on your kids or your loved ones, right? You're putting that anger on them. So where did this problem start? Office. So next time you can just start it to solve from there, like try to speak out your words, try to resolve the issue, not carry the baggage over it. Try to sit and talk like, okay, what is the issue? What do you need from me? Is this what you want to resolve? How do you want to resolve this? Like, this is a better way to not carry baggage. Like, start with the starting point itself. Why do you want to carry it forward? Like, unintentionally, it happens. Like, we are sometimes not aware and we just have those experiences in our mind. But we need to be aware, we need to be mindful of how and where we are putting those emotions. Thinking twice, like sometimes you must have heard from our elders, like think twice before you speak. So think twice before you express. Yeah, the next part is past experiences, like negative encounters. It discourages your assertiveness, it discourages you from being confident in the future. like a lot of experiences, the trauma. Most of the girls have the underconfidence from they must have been assaulted or they must have been harassed somewhere. These are the most common experiences I've heard from people. Like, why are you not being able to be confident? Because I was triggered by my past experiences, because somebody was holding me back. All these are very common experiences and which we need to release in our daily lives and daily. We need to talk to someone or we need to bring in such groups to express ourselves. And yeah, a lot of gender roles, like so many stereotypes about gender roles, right? Men can only talk, they can be honest and rude. Why girls always have to be polite? These are the words I've always heard. So let's break the stereotypes now, and not in a rude way, but we can be polite. There, I've put some scenarios where you can understand what is assertiveness. Can The first one is the child demanding constant attention when you're busy. So some statements can be, I love spending time with you, but I'll just need 15 minutes of quietness, then I can provide you the attention. The second one is teen speaking disrespectfully. So we can tackle it saying, I listen to you when you speak respectfully. Let's try again. Come. Family criticizes your parenting. I know you care about me, but I'd prefer support from you. Partner expects you to do everything at home. You can say, I feel overwhelmed. Can we divide the task more equally? There are three keywords which you have to keep in mind while taking the responsibility of your words. Using I statements, expressing yourself, saying I feel this. I think this would be better. I think this is not right. Not generalizing it. Using I statements, I feel this. And practicing to say no. You can use a mirror or start with from your friends. It is very difficult. I surely know that. But practicing to say no, it will change our lives. Saying no in the sense like if somebody is telling you to work overtime, you can say, okay, I think my shift is over now. I will surely prioritize this in the morning. Think about ways how to put it on next, not think about how to just solve it then and there. Like, okay, now this is the problem. I'm thinking that my shift is over now. I'll surely take it in the tomorrow. Is it okay with you? Ask the other person's permission if they are okay to listen. And setting clear boundaries. Personal limits are very important, no matter who it is. We should have our limits and boundaries. Friendships, okay, but if they start criticizing you, no. Let's not entertain any unnecessary harassments or assaults or rude words on us. Everyone deserves love, right? Power poses, which you can try, which is passive is slouched and withdrawn. Like it's very sad, slouched. As aggressive is like tight fist and chest out. You're aggressive. An aggressive passive, I think it is repeated, and assertive is tall and relaxed and open. So when you're, trying to talk to someone, you can try and think like your body emotions also are very important, body language when you're talking. So is it like tight? Are you aggressive? Or are you just withdrawing yourself from speaking to someone? Or you're just relaxed? And I'll just share a small story with you guys. Yesterday was Hanuman Jayanti, you all guys know, right? So I just had a moment with my dad, and I was speaking like when the Ram Setu was about to be built, that Ram was sitting on the mountain, and Lakshman was like, "Okay, you are the god. Let's just take the bow and arrow and just shoot it on the air." Lakshman was aggressive at that point, and Ram was like, "No, we have to think better ways to tackle this." He sat down, he did meditation for 7 days. He tried to please the sea god, but it didn't happen. And the seventh day, the god was like, "Lakshman, get the arrow and bow." So it is very important to know where you have to be rude also. If the person is not ready to listen, there's no point in being calm with them. But if the person is ready to solve things, if the person is willing to listen to you, try and be a little polite, like try and be a little calm at that moment. And expressing I statements is very important. Here is where we all make mistakes. I is very important.
That's actually very nice. I feel very. Bhakti is an actual counselor. You know, she's going to become like she's in a final year, and it feels very relaxing to talk to a counselor. Like, you know, we sometimes feel like, oh, is something wrong with us? Do we have to go for all these therapy and counseling? But look here, when you're sitting here, it's nothing. It's not about nothing's wrong. You know, it's whether something's wrong with us or we're awkward. It doesn't feel like that. It feels more friendly and like we want to know more. How do we do better in our life? So
Thank you all for being here.
it's very, you have a very calmness,
Yeah.
a lot of calmness in you. So it's, I just want to compliment you for the way you've been taking our session. So thank you. Right. Thank you. So we'll end the session. May all beings be peaceful and happy. I wish you all lots of peace and love. Thank you.
Peace, peace. Thank you so much.
Peace, peace,
Thank
peace.
you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.